This is the best moments of the BBQ Central Show in 10 minutes or less. Ever wish you could re-listen to your favorite interview or segment? Do you enjoy hearing older shows for the first time in years? Then the best moments of the BBQ Central Show in 10 minutes or less is just what you need. Thanks for listening and enjoy the show.
Yes, indeed, it is just what you need. In case you don't know, I'm John Solberg, and I'm your host for the best moments of the BBQ Central Show in 10 minutes or less. And it's always great to tell you that this show right now today is being brought to you by The Butcher Shop, purveyors of highly sought-after 100% Australian non-crossbred Wyvara 9+ briskets, and as always, they're handpicked just for you. The Butcher Shop has been retailing the finest meats for more than 15 years, and every week they're shipping out competition quality meats to many of the biggest teams in the competition scene across the nation. Simply put, teams who use The Butcher Shop win, and they win often. Even if you're not a competitor, you still deserve the finer cuts in life. And The Butcher Shop is shipping some of the finest prime, dry-aged Australian Wagyu and Japanese Wagyu steaks to people just like you and me who aspire to be the kings and queens of the cul-de-sac. The Butcher Shop always has Berkshire, and if you haven't tried that, it's life-changing. They have Compart Duroc, Allegiance Duroc, and Prairie Fresh all-natural pork in stock. They're going to hand-pick it out and ship it just right to your door. Let's review all this. They got the best competition briskets. They got the best pork selection. They give you better overall options to cook at home. So here's what you need to do. You need to call them today. Do not delay. 850-458-8782. 850-458-8782. You tell them that you are calling from the BBQ Central Show or mention the BBQ Central Show, and they're going to give you 10% off your entire order. They're going to do that every single time you call. You can also go over and check them out on Facebook, facebook.com/The Butcher Shop. Shop is spelled SHOPPE. The Butcher Shop, home of the 100% Australian non-crossbred Wyvara briskets. And now we're going to take a visit back to July 26th of 2016. One of my all-time favorite guests, one of my favorite barbecue people, Greg's going to catch up with Ray Lampe.
All right, just like that, it is the Dr. Barbecue segment. And so joining me right now from headquarters is Ray Lampe. Hey, Ray.
Hey, Greg. How are you?
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. You're very fired up tonight.
I know, man. I am ready to go. There was a great thing that I was going to... Here's the thing, Ray, and you have no idea, but I'm going to pull the curtain back just for you because I know nobody's listening. So I put in hours and hours during the week whenever I can kind of like buy the time to prep for the show and do the research and kind of do some pre-interviews and stuff. And I remember at one point I was like, hey, if you get the show on iTunes, review it because that gives you a little bit more show promotion. Maybe you end up on the front page of whatever section you're on. So today I was doing something in iTunes and I pulled up the show and took a review. And the last two reviews were a little lackluster. So I was going to read those, but as luck would have it, I ran out of time. So
I can wait if you want.
Yeah, well, that's all right. Maybe next week we'll have a little bit extra time to go over that. But sometimes it's sobering to see what people think of your baby, and then you just have to remember that, you know, opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got them.
I wasn't mentioned, was I?
No, you weren't. Thank goodness. It was all me being a money grubbing whore from what I could ascertain. But that's all right. That's what it's all about. Ray,
I'm sure you're getting rich on this, huh?
Oh yeah, I mean I'm living the lifestyle like nobody could possibly believe. Ray, best Christmas gift that you got this year?
I got a meat slicer, a really nice meat slicer.
You got it.
I've been wanting a little upgrade. I had one of them $120 ones, and it just doesn't cut it. And I need to make Italian beef, Chicago-style Italian beef here in Florida. And I found a good deal on a used one. Sandy bought it for me for Christmas.
So is it good enough that you would recommend?
Yeah, except you just have to find a used one. It's a $1,200 slicer, and I found a used one for $400. So,
all right.
You know, but what I would recommend is go to a restaurant supply place. It's like a light-duty commercial slicer because you don't want a great big heavy one. And it's like a third of a horse. It's a nice slicer. It would cost about $1,000 new, but you should be able to find one in a used restaurant supply store, and you'll be glad you did.
All right, Ray got his meat slicer because I remember last month you were like, "Man, I really want a meat slicer." So I'm glad glad Santa got it for you. That's great. All right. So let's go ahead and I got a small handful of Facebook questions here that we posted, and some are beginner stuff. Some I have no idea how you're going to answer, but that's why you're the doctor. You're well versed and educated here. So the first one is from a guy named Jason King, and he is asking, has Ray used the Kamado style rotisserie inserts? And I believe there's a name called like a Kamado Mate that's probably generic to the ceramic cookers. And if you have, what do you think about it?
I haven't used any of the recent wave of them. I had one years ago. A guy, as you can imagine, people try to sell us everything you can imagine, a big green egg. And a guy sent some over that was a prototype. And all it was a bushing that you stuck inside the lid. So the lid just rested on this bushing, and it was just a straight rotisserie like a gas grill would have. Well, it was nice and all, and it kind of worked, but it's pointless on the big green egg to me. Why would you don't need that on a big green egg. The way the thing cooks, it just doesn't matter. Guys just want to have cool gadgets. So I haven't tried any of the new ones. I sort of figure I'm going to have the same opinion of it, that it's just a lot of flash for no real reason. I just honestly, and I know it sounds like I'm a suck up, but after 12 years of cooking on a green egg, I just am not looking for anything to make it cook any better. I think it cooks really good. So no, I haven't tried those, and I doubt that I will. Let me tell you a story too.
Yeah.
I recently tried something, and I was interested. One of these aftermarket things that came around for the ceramic cookers, and I saw it. So I went and paid full price for it at a place where people would see me, though. There was nothing I could do about it. But I didn't ask anybody for a discount or a free one. And I paid full price for the thing, put it in my car, took it home, tried it at home, and I have my opinion about it. Well, I found out from a dealer that this a-hole had called the dealer and said, yeah, Ray Lampe bought one of these at full price, and tried to use that as a selling point. And I saw the guy, and I told him off because it was really completely out of line. So, welcome to my world. I try to stay away from that stuff.
Ray, you'd mentioned that the big green egg, and I mean, if you know anything about the big green egg, the cooker itself and the warranty and the history, beyond reproach. But the other thing that or you quickly find out if you become an egghead, is the fact that literally there are limitless amounts of accessories that all of a sudden the cheapest thing that you could buy is like the double XL egg. But all of a sudden you spend $60,000 in crazy accoutrements and accessories. Is it like Ed Fisher and the Big Green Egg folks just getting constantly barraged with buy my idea or help me with my accessory or this is going to make you the next $1 billion or what?
Ray Lampe. I like Ray Lampe. Anytime I'm anywhere where Ray Lampe might be there, I always have his book Flavorizer. I want to get it autographed. It's all beat up. It's well used. I never run into Ray Lampe. I've never met him. But someday I'm going to get Ray to autograph my Flavorizer book. Ray's got a lot of great books. Ray's Ray. What a great guy. Anyway, I've babbled on long enough. Thank you so much for listening. I appreciate each and every one of you. And until next time on the Best Moments of the BBQ Central Show in 10 minutes or less, I am your host, John Solberg. I look forward to talking to you again soon.